What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we will talk about the latest in the Lavia transfer situation, but it keeps getting very annoying and very worrying that Liverpool still are not able to close the deal for any of their midfield targets. We will talk about Moises Caicedo as well, because Brighton has told Moises Caicedo's camp that there was an unnamed mystery club who bid £80 million for Moises Caicedo, and some journalists are claiming that it was Liverpool, other journalists are claiming that it was not Liverpool. So I will tell you guys both sides of the story, and we will also talk about Andre, the Fluminense midfielder, and whether Liverpool will sign him or not. So if you guys enjoy these transfer news updates, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on the bell notification so you never miss the latest updates on Liverpool's transfer news. And what is so annoying to me is that, for example, Tino Livramento, the right back of Southampton, it was just revealed by David Ornstein and other journalists that Newcastle got a £40 million bid accepted for Livramento by Southampton, which was 35 million plus 5 million in add-ons. So it shows that Southampton will sell their players if you meet their valuation. But Liverpool are not, they don't want to meet the valuation of Southampton for Lavia because it's 50 million. Liverpool think it's too much. But the latest is in the Lavia deal is that Liverpool are ready to make a third ultimate offer. That will be probably our third and last offer for Lavia. Sasha Tavolieri is saying that the bid will meet the 40 million base transfer fee expectations by Southampton, plus the add-ons could take the total transfer fee to 45 to 47 million pounds. And Lavia's camp is just waiting for Liverpool to be active and inform the club that Lavia wants to sign for Liverpool. There is a feeling that Jurgen Klopp's team are the only team able to make such an offer at the moment. The dialogue remains open, as Southampton won't let their biggest sale of the year, of course, go on the cheap after the financial impact of relegation. But maybe after the latest news that Newcastle reached an agreement for Tino Livramento, who is just 20 years old, for 40 million, maybe that eases the financial concern of Southampton, and maybe that will help Liverpool get this deal over the line. And I think it's not good news that Liverpool left this so late, because the season starts in like 9 or 10 days and we still don't have a proper specialist defensive midfielder in the squad. And Liverpool were not moving in June because we didn't have the space for Lavia in the squad, be it Henderson and Fabinho still in the squad. Because after we signed Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, it was reported that Liverpool need to sell at least one midfielder to make space for another midfielder coming in. But as soon as we learned that Henderson wants to leave, as soon as we learned that Fabinho is subject of a big bid from Saudi Arabia, we should have been more proactive and quicker to get this deal over the line. And probably Liverpool thought there is no option for Lavia to join the Liverpool squad in Singapore because the preseason tour was already on the way. We had space and time to negotiate. But now we are here, Liverpool squad are coming back from Singapore, and we will train at the Kirkby training ground in 2 or 3 days. So we will probably try to get the Lavia deal sorted as soon as possible. It's not perfect, but as soon as Henderson left, or Henderson was about to leave, and it was confirmed to Jurgen Klopp that Henderson is leaving, we went to Southampton and started negotiating. My problem is that these negotiations are now dragging on for almost 2 weeks, and that's a little bit too much. But some transfer deals take longer than others. Even Jurgen Klopp said that for some players Liverpool will have to be patient, and maybe we will not sign them as soon as the preseason training begins, and we have to make time to complete these deals. Paul Joyce is still reporting that the final bid that Liverpool are doing is still £4 million under the valuation of Southampton, which I would absolutely hate to see the Lavia deal fall through because of 4 million. But Liverpool probably have principle in this, and they don't want to go over their own valuation. There is still other players in the market. Sangare has a £33 million release clause. There is Tyler Adams at Leeds United, who is available because he doesn't want to play in the Championship. Amrabat is still available, even though Man United are interested in him. But Liverpool don't operate like Chelsea. We don't just blindly pay any asking price. Liverpool have a very, very narrow and strict financial capabilities that they are negotiating within. So it's really annoying and really frustrating because I think Lavia would be a fantastic signing. But if it doesn't happen, then Liverpool need to move on to the next target. What Liverpool probably should do is pay a £40 million base fee, another £5 million of add-ons, of easily triggerable add-ons and bonuses, and then another £5 million of a lot harder add-ons and bonuses. And that way maybe Southampton will accept that deal. But Southampton have a risk themselves. If they don't accept Liverpool's final third bid, then they will be stuck with an unhappy player in the Championship, and they could lose him for £40 million next summer, which is the Man City buyback clause. But if Man City don't trigger that buyback clause, they could lose him for even less money, because his value certainly won't increase even if Southampton get promoted from the Championship. And now let's talk about this Moises Caicedo story, because I think it's fascinating. Multiple journalists like Ben Jacobs claimed that Moises Caicedo's camp have been told by Brighton that an £80 million plus transfer bid arrived from a new unnamed Premier League club. It's confidential which club that is, and this club bid more than what Chelsea have bid. Chelsea already had 3 bids for Moises Caicedo rejected, and Moises Caicedo's camp don't know the identity of that club and whether the offer is real. However, Ben Jacobs is saying that Liverpool is not this club that have bid for Moises Caicedo, but Peter O'Rourke in the Football Insider news outlet is saying that Liverpool are the mystery club who made the surprise move for Moises Caicedo. So I'm not sure who to believe, but I think because of Liverpool working under very strict financial capabilities this summer, I don't think it's Liverpool who bid 80 million for Moises Caicedo, because if we had that amount of money, why didn't we already sign Lavia and another centre back? And this £80 million bid would be more than the transfer record of Liverpool, which still stands at 75 million, which Liverpool paid for Virgil van Dijk to Southampton actually. I still think Moises Caicedo will go to Chelsea, but according to David Lynch, he's saying that Liverpool have not become involved in the battle for Caicedo's signature. So more journalists are saying that Liverpool haven't bid for Caicedo than what other journalists are saying that Liverpool have bid for Moises Caicedo. I think if Liverpool bid for Caicedo, we would know about it, because there would be more journalists confirming that. And I mean, there is a scenario where Brighton is making all this up to make Chelsea bid higher than the £75 million bid that they already placed for Moises Caicedo. Because why wouldn't Brighton tell the player himself, Moises Caicedo himself, which club is bidding for him? That doesn't make any sense. And also it doesn't make sense from the club's point of view. If you are bidding £80 million, surely you tell the player himself that you are interested in signing him. Otherwise, why would you bid if you don't know whether the player would be interested in signing for you? It's a weird story overall, and I'm not sure what to make of it really. It could be the agent of Caicedo as well who could put this story in the newspapers, because the agent could know some journalists who are putting this story out there, and that way that will make other clubs maybe bid for his client, and that way he could engineer a move away from Brighton. I mean, the agents love these big money transfer moves because they get like 5 to 10% of the transfer fee. Imagine if Caicedo goes for 80 million. The agent could get 8 to 10 million pounds from this one transfer deal. and he could be set for life. That would be absolutely amazing. And multiple journalists from Brazil are claiming that Andre, the Fluminense player, really wants to sign for Liverpool. As soon as he heard of Liverpool's interest, is serious, that then he is desperate to leave Fluminense and sign for Liverpool. But they have an agreement, a gentleman's agreement, Fluminense, the club and the player Andre, that he will stay until the end of the season, which is in December. And the Brazilian journalists are claiming that Liverpool are looking to sign both Lavia and Andre, but maybe we will sign Andre and then let him stay at Fluminense for another few months, and then we will get the player at the end of December or in January. If Lavia is signed this summer, then Liverpool may pay £20 million or so to sign Andre now, but only take him in January. But if Liverpool can't get the Lavia deal done, they might look to pay Andre's release clause instead and sign Andre this summer, and then perhaps pursue an alternative player to Lavia anyway. Somebody who is cheaper, like Sangare, for 33 million would be good business as well. Of course, the Brazilian journalists he might know something, but take this with a pinch of salt. Liverpool will also likely to buy Andre as the next midfielder, but they will probably wait until January to bring him to the club, because that way you are saving basically around £20 million on his transfer fee. And what Liverpool need is a defensive midfielder right now in the next week or so, and before the transfer window slams shut. So in August, we need to sign another midfielder and a centre-back. Those are not as pressing issues as signing a defensive midfielder right now, because if we don't have a starting defensive midfielder against Chelsea, we will be exposed. Chelsea look very, very, very dangerous, even though Nkunku picked up an injury in their 1-1 draw against Dortmund. He had to be substituted, but Jackson, their new striker from Villarreal, he looks like a real threat, and Nkunku looks like a world-class player that he was at Leipzig. And actually a good point is that Lavia also wants to sign for Liverpool, yet we still haven't been able to sign him in 2 weeks. So it's about Liverpool putting enough money on the table, so the clubs who own the rights of these players, the playing rights of these players, they are persuaded to sell. So Liverpool need to act like a big club, and we need to get these deals done. Of course, the deal could be made easier for Liverpool if Fluminense were knocked out of the Copa Libertadores, but they got a 1-1 draw away from home against Argentinos Juniors, the former club of Alexis McAllister. But if they get knocked out at home, then this could maybe persuade Fluminense to sell the player earlier than they expected. And sooner or later this needs to stop, that Liverpool are trying to negotiate a bargain in 2023 at every possible scenario, because everybody knows the revenues of the club. Everybody knows that Liverpool had one of the highest revenues in the world, but we didn't have a lot of profit because of building a new stand in the stadium and of course having one of the highest wage bills in the world. But still, a lot of players want to play for Liverpool, but a lot of clubs know that Liverpool are rich, that we have a lot of money, and Liverpool need to pay the going rate, otherwise the players won't be able to be signed. And player transfers are recruitment, not trading. So Liverpool need to put enough money on the table so these clubs will accept our bids. Otherwise, Liverpool will be left very, very short. And Jurgen Klopp really can't do much about the owners not giving enough money into these transfer negotiations. And it looks like Liverpool will be leaving it very, very late. And that's not ideal preparation for the Premier League season. And remember that there were actually 3 or 4 seasons already in Jurgen Klopp's managerial tenure at Liverpool where Liverpool missed out on big targets by just a few points. We missed out on league titles by 1 point twice, and we also missed out on the top 4 by 3 or 4 points last season. And if Liverpool don't start the season well, if we lose a couple of games and without a proper defensive midfielder, we might lose to Chelsea, we might lose to Newcastle. Those are our first 2 away games. And then Liverpool, even if we go on a good run in the second half of the season, we drop enough points for Liverpool to be out of the title race, and maybe it could cost us a top 4 place or a title if we don't strengthen it with enough players before the season actually begins. But that's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.